Thanksgiving originally celebrated the 1637 massacre of the Pequot tribe. English and Dutch pilgrims surrounded and shot the Pequot natives. Women and children who huddled inside the longhouse were burnt alive. The rotting flesh could be smelled a mile away. John Winthrop, the governor of the Massachusetts Bay Colony, declared a day of thanksgiving after the slaughter. The remaining women and children were sold into slavery while the rest were murdered. Following a successful raid against the Pequot, the churches announced a second day of Thanksgiving to celebrate victory over the Indian savages. Next Thanksgiving, when you gather with your loved ones to thank God for all your blessings, think about the thousands of natives that were murdered on these national holidays. Truth is,
First Thanksgiving, and one much less wholesome feeling, occurred in 1637 and is said to be the first officially proclaimed All Pilgrims Thanksgiving. The Massachusetts Bay Governor John Winthrop declared this feast a celebration and thanksgiving for subduing the Pequots, one of the native tribes. It was essentially a victory feast for the massacre of the Pequot people. The Pequot had not agreed to the treaty that Squanto had negotiated with the Wampanoag. Their tribe had already been reduced from 8,000 to 1,500 by English-born diseases, and around the time of the massacre, the Pequots were celebrating their annual greenhorn dance ceremony. In the pre-dawn hours, English and Dutch mercenaries surrounded the sleeping Pequot and ordered them to come outside. Those who did were clubbed to death or shot, and those remaining inside shelters were burned alive. William Bradford, the former governor of Plymouth, describes the massacre, saying, "Those that escaped the fire were slain with the sword, some hewed to pieces, others run through with the rapiers, so that they were quickly dispatched, and very few escaped. It was a fearful sight to see them thus frying in the fire. Horrible was the stink and scent thereof, but the victory seemed a sweet sacrifice." It was the day after this that Governor Winthrop declared a day of celebration and thanksgiving in honor of this horrific event. So that is the groundwork for our Thanksgiving holiday, built on the genocide and violent destruction of an entire people.